Hi, I'm Chef Scott from Canyon Ranch. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to look at an interesting Middle Eastern spice blend called Za'atar spice. And I've kind of laid out these spices in front of you here. The main ingredients in Za'atar spice would be toasted sesame seeds, oregano, marjoram, thyme, and salt. And in some particular preparations like this one, I also use sumac powder. Sumac has a very nice lemony flavor, a very traditional Middle Eastern spice. I think about sumac and lamb, perfect, because somehow lemon and lamb are good. I think about when I was a kid, my mom would cook lamb. She would put rosemary and lemon and black pepper and a little olive oil and marinate a lamb steak and grill it. So there's something about that nice lemony flavor that's so good with lamb. And in our particular Za'atar spice blend, it's a little less traditional because we're also going to add fennel, and I'm going to add just a little bit of cayenne pepper as well. That's a tip from a Lebanese chef friend of mine. So let's go ahead and put these spices together. We're going to start with the sesame seeds, which we have toasted ahead of time, because if you don't, then they always kind of have that raw flavor. Here they have a nice, rich, kind of nuttier flavor. We add our sumac powder. We're going to add our oregano. Dry is fine. It's easier to use dry than it is fresh. Marjoram, which is kind of a cousin of oregano. They're all in the same family, that oily spice, oily herb flavor. Just a pinch of thyme. Thyme has kind of a tendency to take over flavors. So just a little bit of salt, and then our fennel. And the fennel, I always suggest that people buy the seeds and then grind them in a mortar and pestle or grind them in a little spice grinder. And then our cayenne pepper. We're just going to mix those together, and you can see the great colors, the great textures that we have in that bowl right there. Now, like I say, this is really best with lamb. We are going to dredge our lamb chops in there, and I think that this particular spice blend is great in a grill pan. You can do it outside on your barbecue, but you have to be careful that you don't have the barbecue too hot, or else your sesame seeds will tend to burn. So we're just gonna lay that lamb chop right in there. And this is also great under the broiler as well. Don't put it up too close to the actual element. Keep it on high, but keep it down just a little bit, so you don't burn the sesame seeds. And interestingly, this particular preparation, when you read some of the ancient recipes, some people actually add toasted flour, but of course this is a gluten-free preparation, so we've kept that completely out. And the flour, what it'll do is it'll kind of help for the spices to adhere to the lamb chops, but you can see here, we clearly don't need that. We have plenty of spice mix on there. Now, if you're using your grill pan, you'll want to go ahead and let them sear on one side. We'll turn them over, and we're going to throw them into the oven just, for about 5 or 10 minutes or so, depending on the thickness of the chops. Now, I've pre-made a plate for us here, and you can see after they come out, you can see that the spice mix is still adhered very nicely on there. The sesame seeds are not burnt. That's the main thing, and that's keeping the grill pan in a reasonable temperature. And then we've just garnished this with a little rosemary, and I love the pomegranate molasses that we're gonna add on this. Pomegranate molasses is just a concentrated pomegranate juice available at Middle Eastern stores, just like the sumac spice is available at Middle Eastern stores as well. The beauty of this pomegranate is not only is it loaded with antioxidants, but it also has a sweet, sour, bitter flavor that's phenomenal with the lamb, goes great with the sour of the sumac. Enjoy.